How good is Bronny James, LeBron's son? Are you ready for the next big thing in basketball? Introducing Bronny James, the son of NBA legend LeBron James, with a basketball in his hand since he was a toddler, and a name that's synonymous with greatness. Everyone is wondering, just how good is Bronny? In this video, we'll take a closer look at his game and what sets him apart from the rest. From his impressive stats to his undeniable talent, we'll show you why Bronny James is the one to watch in the basketball world. Don't believe us? Watch for yourself and see why Bronny James is destined for greatness. Bronny is described as 6'3" and 190 pounds. On October 6th, he becomes 18 years old. According to 247 Sports, he is ranked as the number 34 overall talent in the class of 2023. James is one of the top-ranked 4-star recruits out of the 23 players in the class that are now classified as 5-star prospects. Although he has clearly established himself as a high-major college prospect, the truth is that as the son of one of the greatest basketball players in history, he is anything from an ordinary recruit. At Sierra Canyon, James was a part of teams that were loaded with NBA prospects and present players. Before both of them were chosen in the 2021 NBA draft, he played on the same court as BJ Boston and Zaire Williams. Early in their high school years, Amari Bailey, a guard committed to UCLA and regarded as the number 2 talent in the senior class, was his teammate this year. Other top 100 seniors on the Sierra Canyon roster included Nebraska signee Ramel Lloyd Jr. and big man Keanu Wright, who is headed to USC. Less than a year had passed since James tore his meniscus in February 2021, when he hit the field for Sierra Canyon this season. Bronny has effectively been expected to play a part, with all the quality surrounding him. There aren't many videos available of Bronny yet, especially given how the epidemic has significantly altered California's high school calendar. By surrounding himself with excellent players, LeBron James began his second act of the play, and his son is following suit. As it is, the younger James has effectively been assigned to low-usage situations where he is expected to do small things that contribute to his team's victories rather than carry them to victory on his own. James is now playing in an off-ball offensive role and is at his best while guarding the point guards of the opposition. He has made jumpers from NBA range-off spot-ups and has shown the ability to knock three-pointers off the movement, showcasing glimpses of his potential as a shooter. Although he has a point guard's build, he doesn't play the position in the conventional sense. Bronny is excellent at spreading the floor, making fast choices with the ball in his hands, and assisting his team get out in transition by converting defense into offense rather than starting the offense. He can scale on and off ball and is a point-of-attack defender. According to Webb, Director of Research and Development at Cerebral Sports, he is an intelligent passer and doesn't necessarily need the ball in his hands to make a pass. He can make a variety of shots, and he can create plays on defense and in transition. It's the ideal tiny wing or guard for scaling. Bronny James's shooting prognosis is encouraging. While his father has always played with the ball in his hands, Bronny now prefers to spot up from 3. As he recovered from the meniscus rupture, his outside jumper initially seemed weak on the EYBL, but as a junior at Sierra Canyon, he demonstrated he's a reliable shooter. Bronny is bringing real value to acting as a floor spacer. He is a fearless shooter with a long range who doesn't think twice to fire when a closeout is there. Here is a collection of his junior year spot-up shots. His release is rather delayed, which is one of the first things you'll notice about the shot. In the years to come, he'll need to focus on speeding it up, but he shoots a softball with good touch. A significant aspect of his game will be his ability to stretch the floor and consistently make threes. Additionally, Bronny is not merely a stationary shooter. He has shown the capacity to escape pin downs, plant his feet, and make shots. Here are a few illustrations of Bronny's ability to fire moving targets. On occasion, Sierra Canyon may do acts that cause Bronny to scurry around the screen in search of an opening from 3. He performs best as a threat to shoot or pass the ball swiftly from there. There are indications that a pull-up game is also growing. No, Bronny won't immediately start launching threes off the dribble as the opposition defense gets behind a screen. But when the opposition attempts to run him off the line, he has shown a degree of comfort going into his one-dribble pull-up. For a 17-year-old, this is a good starting point, and one upon which he can undoubtedly develop. Bronny's ability to space the floor will be a key component of his game going forward, and he showed enough of it as a junior at Sierra Canyon for many to feel it will be a reliable tool for him. Bronny James is a deft passer who may serve as the foundation of an offensive scheme. Because of his fast judgment when he has to move the ball, Bronny's floor spacing is more valuable. Bronny can be relied upon to either shoot a three or pass the rock to a teammate in a better position if a teammate gains the first edge and the ball swings to him. The Phoenix Suns head coach, Monty Williams, has contributed to the spread of the concept of 0.5 basketball, which states that whenever a player touches the ball, they have 0.5 seconds to shoot, pass or dribble. Bronny isn't quite there yet, but it's apparent he's a decent thinker who wants to make the correct choice. This is a collection of Bronny's passing. In the current era of NBA basketball, players who can locate the open man without establishing the advantage off the dribble have been referred to as connectors. Tyrese Haliburton and Lonzo Ball stand out as two examples. Even without their stature, Bronny might someday match that stereotype. Similar skill sets are offered by players like DeAnthony Melton and Miles Deuce McBride as shorter guards. Strange as it may seem, Bronny is now a defensive player who excels at his position. He is the son of one of the greatest athletes in history. Although he isn't particularly tall or lengthy now, he has fast feet and a muscular physique, which could help him develop into a good defensive guard over the course of his career. A few aspects of Bronny's defense stand out. He has outstanding balance when shifting directions and strong lateral quickness. He is vigilant while off the ball and takes delight in containing his opponent. This season, he often sacrificed his body for a charge. James plays strong defense, which often results in huge plays going the opposite way. James Jr. may enhance his driving skills by learning to be more agile and explosive. It's crucial to keep in mind that, at such a young age, he is still healing from a meniscus injury, and that for Sierra Canyon, most of his job has consisted of spreading the floor, distributing the ball, and playing defense around Bailey as the offense's primary option. However, considering his stature, finding a path into rim pressure would greatly boost his potential status. If he can keep getting better, Bronny James has all the makings of a reliable NBA role player. When you account for all the missing time due to a meniscus injury and COVID limitations, James Jr.'s season at Sierra Canyon seems like a success. He has the ability to complement the more ball-dominant talents around him and plays a winning brand of basketball. James Jr. hasn't yet been asked to be his high school team's main offensive option. Even if there are some growing pains, it would be fantastic to see him take on that role during his last EYBL trip this spring and summer. One of his problems, according to Webb, is that he tends to blend in. He's always played on these extremely strong teams, so I have no idea what his true limits are. He has always played in situations where he is not required to do things that make him uncomfortable. Even with average outcomes, the experience may be rewarding. James has a high floor. As a player that spreads the floor, makes shots and has an influence on the defensive end as he develops his offensive creative skills. In today's game, especially with the developing tendency of large ball handlers, such a player is quite beneficial. We're discussing an archetype that, in Webb's opinion, fits next to heliocentric or heavy decision-making wings quite effortlessly. You don't necessarily believe you have to place a point guard next to someone like Luka Doncic or Cade Cunningham when you think about those players in the globe. You basically cram as many decision-makers, shooters, and adaptable defenders into your lineup as you can, while centering your whole team on a large, versatile wing. In a world where more and more wings are making more and more playmaking choices, players like Bronny fit in wonderfully. They will always want athletic, active defenders who can handle several tasks. When Bronny is expected to join the league, a specific veteran who will be nearing the conclusion of his career also matches that description. In many respects, Bronny is the ideal player to play with LeBron, according to Webb. That is the additional player LeBron needed in Miami to face the Spurs. He kind of looks like he was created in a lab to be LeBron James's ideal teammate. Bronny is set to take on a position he hasn't known before, becoming the team's captain as he approaches his last season of rec ball and then his senior year at Sierra Canyon. It's a chance for him to push the limits of his abilities and compete with his peers' top players. The most significant period of his prep career will be the next 12 months. We hope you enjoyed this video on the rising basketball star Bronny James. It's clear to see that he has the potential to be a future NBA superstar with his skill sets, stats, and undeniable talent. With his father's guidance and support, there's no doubt that Bronny will continue to improve and make a name for himself in the basketball world. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos for more exciting content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.